Mistake number 2, your personal networks are too concentrated and insular. This mistake is ingrained into us as humans. We like to hang out with people who are similar to us. We want to be surrounded around others who share our common interests. Their kids go to the same schools and we're members of the same country club. And yet the problem with this herd mentality is that you become too myopic. You're only seeing what's happening within your small bubble. You can't be a giant shark in a small pool. Eventually, your ability to grow and enlarge your investing legacy will run into a slump, or worse, you'll reach the edge of your expansion and lose relevance. You hear stories about this all the time. A social circle is swept away by a trending stock or some newly organized, crowd-funded situation. Because humans are group thinkers and groupthink animals, meaning we like to go where others are because it makes us feel safe and we are part of the pack. This brainwashing is disastrous to a family office. Unlike other people who have less risk than their family name and generational fortune, the decimals are the first one who need to turn a blind eye to the latest gossip that is trending in these social circles of the delusionally unadvised. These pockets of feeding frenzy may seem innocent enough, and many people think, what's the problem with jumping on a trend every now and then? Because the biggest problem is this kind of thinking becomes addictive. If you've ever overheard a conversation on the golf course or in the locker room, then you know how consuming these herd-obsessed trends can be. If you open yourself up to think, what's one bet going to do to hurt, then you're drastically cutting your odds of building an investing legacy. You'll learn throughout this report that it's not about one course of action or even one choice, but the way of thinking that sucks you into mediocrity. When the doors open to let this gossip-fueled advice in, regardless of how many people in your social circle are swearing it's the next Facebook, this mentality becomes cancer to your investing legacy. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to break out of this mistake. It's difficult for many of us to resist the desire to stay with people who think like us, look like us, talk like us, and have the same interests. Yet if you're dedicated to creating an investing legacy that lasts, you can't fall into this trap. Your network needs to feature a breadth of understanding of the financial, economic, and socioeconomic impacts on a global scale. After all, you are running a multi-$100 million plus fund that needs a broader perspective. This global, multi-industry dimensional outlook is what an advisor who has access to large family funds in multiple industries provides. This is a huge asset for diversifying awareness across multiple investments for the long-term legacy. Joining a network of multiple families, also in the same wealth bracket, is the fastest way for you to trust the advice you are getting and know that you are aligned in values while also expanding your network.